I wasn't addicted to sugar until I tried to quit. It started with a simple idea: I wanted to cut back on sweets. Not because I was overweight or because my doctor told me to. I just felt tired, sluggish. I'd wake up feeling like I hadn't rested, and by 3 p.m. I was crashing hard. So I decided to give up sugar for a week. What happened next shocked me. I got headaches. I felt irritable. My body ached like I was catching the flu. I remember standing in the kitchen, hands trembling, staring at a cookie like it was a lifeline. That's when I realized this wasn't just a habit. It was an addiction, and sugar had its claws deep in me. But what scared me most wasn't the withdrawal. It was the fact that I hadn't seen it coming. I thought I was eating healthy. A little jam on toast, a glass of juice, a granola bar here and there. I didn't realize sugar had found its way into almost everything I ate. If you've ever felt this way or wondered why you can't stop craving sweets, this might change everything for you. Because what I learned next could change how you eat, sleep, and feel starting in just 3 days. Sugar doesn't just give you wrinkles or put on weight, it quietly chips away at your health in ways most people never see coming, especially after 60. When I finally sat down to learn the truth about what refined sugar does to the body, I was stunned. It's not just about calories. Refined white sugar is completely stripped of nutrients. No vitamins, no minerals, nothing helpful. In fact, it actually robs your body of the very nutrients you need to stay strong. Your bones. Sugar leaches calcium. Your brain. It messes with memory fogs, your thinking, and spikes your anxiety. Your heart. Sugar inflames the arteries and raises blood pressure. Your joints. Sugar fuels inflammation, worsening arthritis pain. And your immune system. It's weakened for hours after a sugar-heavy snack. And that's not even touching on the blood sugar roller coaster high spikes, followed by sharp crashes that can leave you tired, cranky, and craving even more. Worse, sugar doesn't just come from candy or cookies. It hides in bread, pasta sauces, salad dressings, and even so-called healthy snacks. We think we're doing okay until our energy crashes, our knees ache, or we're told we're pre-diabetic. For me, learning all this didn't make me feel guilty. It made me feel empowered. Because once you know what sugar's really doing behind the scenes, you can start to do something about it. And the truth is, you can begin to undo a lot of this damage in just 3 gentle healing days. I thought I had cut sugar out of my diet until I started reading the labels. Do you know what surprised me most? It wasn't the cookies or the soda. I already knew those were loaded with sugar. No, what shocked me were the so-called healthy foods. A spoonful of ketchup sugar. That low-fat yogurt I used to eat for breakfast, up to 20 grams. Even my whole grain cereal was practically dessert in disguise. And fruit juice. Don't even get me started. Some brands have as much sugar as a can of soda, just hidden behind the word natural. It turns out food companies are sneaky. They know we're trying to eat better, so they swap the word sugar with names like fructose, maltodextrin, evaporated cane juice, corn syrup, or even honey powder. They're counting on us not noticing. I remember thinking, no wonder I was tired all the time. I thought I was making good choices, but I was feeding my sugar cravings without even knowing it. That's why a real sugar detox has to start with knowledge what to avoid and what to reach for instead. And once I knew what was happening, I was finally ready to break free. When I first heard about the 3-day sugar detox, I was skeptical. Just 3 days. That sounded too simple. But after what I'd been through, the cravings, the crashes, the hidden sugars, I was willing to try anything to feel better. And the truth is, those 3 days changed everything for me. This isn't a harsh cleanse. There's no starving, no weird powders, no expensive supplements. It's real food. It's gentle. And most importantly, it works. Here's the idea. You reset your body using whole, nourishing foods that keep your blood sugar stable and cravings in check. You drink plenty of water to flush out toxins. And you support your digestion with herbs and teas that naturally soothe and balance your system. Each day builds on the one before it. You're not just cutting sugar, you're replacing it with foods that truly satisfy. By day 1, you might still miss the sweets. By day 2, your cravings start to fade. By day 3, something beautiful happens, your energy returns. Your taste buds reset. You feel lighter, calmer, more in control. It's not about perfection, it's about starting. Giving your body a break, and seeing what's possible when sugar is no longer calling the shots. So let's walk through it one day at a time. Starting with day 1, where everything begins. Day 1 is all about preparation physically and mentally. I woke up early, poured myself a big glass of water, and whispered to myself, just today. Let's just get through today. That made it feel less overwhelming. For breakfast, I had a bowl of warm oatmeal with a few dried cranberries and a handful of almonds. It wasn't sweet, but it was comforting. I also had 3 hard-boiled eggs and black coffee. No sugar, no cream. It wasn't easy, but I reminded myself why I started. By mid-morning, I was hungry again, so I reached for a cup of mixed nuts. They gave me energy, kept me full, and didn't mess with my blood sugar. Lunch was a big shift grilled chicken breast with roasted pumpkin, carrots, and beets. The natural sweetness of the veggies was a nice surprise. My body felt nourished, not stuffed. Dinner came earlier than usual. I had a piece of salmon with mushrooms and steamed broccoli. It was the most satisfying meal I'd had in weeks, not because it was fancy, but because it was real. Yes, I had cravings that day. Yes, I was tempted. But I also felt a tiny spark, like my body was saying thank you. I've been waiting for this. By bedtime, my stomach was calm, my head was clear, and for the first time in a long while, I didn't need something sweet to feel comforted. Day 2 is when the sugar voices start whispering. I woke up groggy, a little irritable, and with a strange emptiness in my gut, not hunger but a craving. My mind said, just one bite of toast with jam won't hurt. But I had promised myself, 3 days, no cheating. So I poured a glass of water, breathed deeply, and moved forward. Breakfast was a bowl of oatmeal again this time, with raspberries and a few walnuts. I also scrambled 3 eggs with spinach. It didn't feel like a punishment. It felt like fuel. Real nourishment. Around 10 a.m., the cravings hit hard. I distracted myself. A walk outside, a phone call with my granddaughter, a warm herbal tea with lemon and mint, and a small handful of almonds. For lunch, I got creative zucchini slices with thyme and red pepper strips, plus a fresh cabbage salad with olive oil, vinegar, and mustard. The flavors were bright and earthy, and I started noticing. I wasn't thinking about sugar as much. Dinner was a beautiful plate of steamed cod with sautéed vegetables. No sauces, no salt bombs, just clean, honest food. By the end of day 2, something unexpected happened. I felt proud. I had looked those cravings in the eye and said, not today. And that night I slept deeply. Deeper than I had in weeks. No racing thoughts, no aching belly, just rest. By day 3, something shifted. I woke up lighter, not just in my body, but in my mind. The fog I didn't even know was there had lifted. My joints didn't ache when I got out of bed. And the strangest part, I didn't crave sugar, not even a little. Breakfast was simple scrambled eggs and a cabbage salad with olive oil. I sipped warm water with a slice of lemon and my stomach felt settled, satisfied. It was the first time I realized I was eating because I was hungry, not emotional, not bored, not out of habit. Lunch brought more color. Chicken thighs seasoned with thyme and rosemary, alongside steamed carrots and onions. The flavors felt rich without heaviness. Dinner was a bowl of homemade mushroom soup, garlic, celery, bay leaf, and it felt like the kind of meal someone who loves you would make. That evening, I walked around the block with more energy than I'd had in months. My knees didn't complain. My breath was steady. I even smiled at the sky. What surprised me most wasn't how much I changed in 3 days. It was how much control I realized I still had over my health at my age. If there's one thing I underestimated at first, it was water. Not pills, not powders, just plain simple water. During the 3-day sugar reset, I made a quiet commitment. No soda, no juice, not even light drinks, just water and maybe a few cups of herbal tea. And let me tell you, my body noticed. Water helped flush out the sugar. It calmed my digestion, kept my energy steady, and helped me think clearer. Every time I felt a craving sneak in, I reached for a glass of water, and half the time that was all I needed. But the teas. That was my little daily ritual. I rotated between lemon mint tea and a warm infusion of red fruits or hibiscus. They were naturally sweet without sugar, calming without making me sleepy. They soothed my throat, warmed my hands, and made me feel cared for. By the end of day 3, I realized I had fallen into a gentle rhythm. Hydrate, nourish, rest, repeat. No more caffeine crashes, no more dry mouth, no more bloating, just calm, hydrated, sugar-free living. It turns out sometimes the most powerful medicine doesn't come in a bottle, it comes in a teacup. On the evening of the third day, I was sitting on the porch with my grandson when he looked at me and said, "Grandpa, you're smiling more today." I hadn't noticed, but he was right. I felt lighter not just physically but emotionally. It was like someone had taken a weight off my shoulders that I didn't know I'd been carrying. In just 3 days, I had reconnected with something I thought I'd lost: my power to choose. I used to think cravings were just part of getting older, that fatigue, joint pain, and foggy thinking were inevitable. But now I know they're not. The sugar had been stealing from me in silence, stealing my clarity, my energy, even my joy. But when I took it away, my body didn't fall apart. It started healing. And more than that, it started speaking to me again, telling me what it truly needed. Nourishment, rest, love, not another cookie. That night I wrote in my journal, I didn't just survive 3 days without sugar, I remembered who I was before I needed it. And maybe, just maybe, you can remember too. If you've listened this far, maybe something inside you is whispering, it's time. Time to feel better. Time to wake up with energy. Time to take back control of your health, not with harsh diets or empty promises, but with simple healing steps. You don't have to do it perfectly. You don't have to do it forever. Just start with 3 days, just like I did. Give your body a break. Give your heart a moment of quiet. Drink water. Eat real food. Let the cravings pass like a wave. And notice how strong you truly are. Because you are. You've lived through storms. You've raised families. You've built a life. You deserve to feel good in your body at any age. And if you ever need a reminder, just think of this: the best gift you can give your future self is to begin today.